shaft, which would have been used in Britain's Industrial Revolution. You might say Britain's Industrial Revolution was our golden age, but we're doing about Germany. And today we're going to be doing about Germany's golden age. Now, what I'd like you to do is, we already did one lesson on the problems that the Weimar Republic faced during the 1920s. What you have to do now for this task is to look at the solutions to those problems. So I'm going to go through each task with you. I'm going to work out the solution to the problems, okay? Oh, didn't see you there. Back to history. Right, where are we up to? So, Stresemann, Golden Age. As you can see, all this gold stuff here to remind you that from 1924 onwards it was a golden age of the Weimar Republic. So, task 1 is basically defining what a golden age is, reading the information, why did they call it a golden age. And then task 2 is recapping on why there was a problem in Weimar Republic. Look back at my past video, have a look at that. Use the internet. Why is there an issue? We're talking about hyperinflation. We're talking about the invasion of the Ruhr. There's issues. Stresemann's got to sort them out. Okay. So Stresemann's got to deal with the economic issues in Germany. The first thing he does is introduce a new currency called the Rettenmark to try and stabilise the economy. He then realises he needs a lot more money. Okay. So what he does is, that's where you got to. He introduces the Dawes Plan. Now, the Dawes Plan, he gets 800 million marks from the USA, okay? So he gets 800 million from the USA to try and stabilise the economy. The Germans now only have to pay back reparations £1 billion for the first 5 years, and then 2.5 billion after that.
Get up, not move!
Here's my young Jack Russell. Oh, speaking of young, another economic policy brought in by Stresemann is the Young Plan. Now, what the Young Plan does, it reduces the amounts of reparation the Germans have to pay, but also extends the time by 59 years, okay? So, these are the economic policies that Stresemann has brought in, and they're all to stabilise the German economy. The next issue Stresemann's got to deal with are the foreign relations. So he did this by a number of means. The first thing he introduced the Locarno treaties, okay? And in a nutshell, well, these ratify the Treaty of Versailles. Remember the Treaty of Versailles, the Germans are really annoyed about the Treaty of Versailles, but with this they're actually agreeing to those borders that were actually set in the Treaty of Versailles. So it's Locarno treaties, okay? Then after that, they join the League of Nations. This is putting them back on the global scale as a world power. So they're in the League of Nations up until this guy, later on, completely removes them. Okay, and then we all know how that ends up. Oh, buy one get one free. You might be wondering why I'm holding a box of Kellogg's. By the way, there are other cereal brands available out there. Now, Kellogg's is a brand of cereal, and that's how you're going to remember Stresemann's last foreign policy. So he introduced the Kellogg-Briand Pact. So Kellogg brand, Kellogg-Briand Pact. So the Kellogg-Briand Pact, Germany was one of 62 nations to sign it, and in a nutshell, it said that they had to settle disputes peacefully. They were not allowed the army, or any army actually, to settle disputes. So in theory it was a treaty that would cause no more war. So using the information I've discussed about the economic and foreign policy, you're going to create mind maps. That's your task 3. Now task 4 is it's about sources. So which sources do you agree with? Is source A, source B? So for example, I think this source goes better on chips than this sauce. Now, usually when you do source analysis, the sources are different, okay? You now pick which source you agree with the most and why. That's your final task for the Stresemann bit, okay? The last tasks are all about culture in the Weimar Republic. Now, in the 1920s, first of all, in America, it's known as the Roaring Twenties, and all that went over to Germany. So there's new types of art, new architecture, new films, new books, new music, all that type of stuff. So all the tasks now are to do with the culture of the Weimar Republic. So what we've done is we give you a couple of video clips to watch. You have to answer the questions, and then the final tasks are, first of all, you do an inference on the source. And then the final task is, do you think it was a golden age or not? Your facts of the week for this week is that in 1533, Henry VIII's marriage to Catherine of Aragon was declared null and void. And then we know everything that's happened after that. We've now got Protestant Church, Catholic Church, separated from Rome, the Reformation in England. So that one act and the break from Rome, because they wouldn't let him get a divorce, has created so much history just from that act. Okay, so go and tell your parents and guardians and impress them.